Hello, YouTube modeling community. This is Rusty Rotor with a mental Monday, mail call Monday. Got a lot to go over, so we're going to postpone the mental part of it. There'll be some mental thoughts throughout, as always. But we did get a couple things in the mail. Like I said, I went to the show Saturday. I had a great time. Super nice people. The club that was putting on the show is the Derby City Model Car Builders. It was the Winter something or other was the name of that show. They have another show in July 15th to be exact, of this year, and it's called the 6th Annual Ohio Valley Regional. I will be attending that show as well. They do put on a great show. It's inside of a gymnasium. There's food, and it's super cheap, like $1.50 for a hot dog, and like $1 for French fries, and like $1 a drink. I mean, I was drinking water, so really dirt cheap food. It was good food, fresh, brats, hot dogs, Mets, hamburgers. Like I said, French fries. They had chips. They had sodas and stuff like that too. What I liked about it was the gymnasium was where the vendors and swap meet was. It was huge. I mean, indoor basketball court. Like I think it was the Catholic Church, their rec hall, and then one of the back rooms is where the contest part was. So they had it all separated. It was nice. You got in, you had plenty of time to set up, and people, just hundreds of people walking through, looking at the models, taking pictures. What I was really most proud of as far as being a modeler, I guess, is when I first walked in, the first table to my right was the youth table. And boy howdy, the youth definitely represented in this show. There was probably, I'm not exact, so don't hold me to it, but there was at least 10 builds from youth. And one of these little guys, I'm talking, was about 4 years old that had a build on that table. And I know he had assistance from his dad. He had to have, maybe not, just maybe a genius, but very nice build. And the youngster won an award, which was kudos. But that really kind of blew my mind that there was that many youth involved in this show. And that will be the reason why, with other things, that I'll be going back to that show, and I'll make it a habit every year to go to both of them. Tim from Throttle Power was there filming. He had one entered. He did win an award. So congratulations, Tim. And I got to talk to him for a few minutes off and on. He was very busy, so I didn't want to get in his way. But it was great seeing him again. Clay Kemp was there with his son. Clay took Best of Show. So congratulations, Clay. And his son won an award, so congratulations to that young man. And then there's quite a few people that I've seen pictures and everything else of their builds, like on videos from shows. I don't know them personally, but I do recognize the name. And wow, an opportunity to get to see their builds in person, up close, was amazing. And my wife, Jenny, helped this time around. She took a bunch of pictures for me and then sent me the pictures. And I got to take quite a few pictures, mainly of my favorites. And, in my category that I was in, there was probably 25, 30 other builds. So it was really great. I entered in the Street Machine contest because, like I said before, no shows ever have a pro mod, or not pro mod, but resto mod or pro touring category. Don't know why. It's not like it's not a relevant thing, but it kind of pisses me off because I get to a show, like, where do I put my stuff? I put it here. Well, you can't put it there. It's not in that. You don't have a category for what I do. So what does it matter? Most of the times, I cop a little attitude, and they're like, okay, just set it wherever you want. That's up to you. this time around, one of the members of the club came up and said, "Hey, you got yours in this category. You you want us to move it over here because it's where it's best suited, or what?" And there was a complaint from somebody about it, and I'm like, really, come on. And his work was some of the best that I've seen, so I don't know why he was even complaining. But we did. They got mine moved into the right category, and yes, we came home with some hardware. The top two best hardware. We didn't get none of the best of show categories, which, at the end of the day, it is sponsored by a club. Club members do have their stuff entered. That stuff goes on all the time. People deny it and say, no, it's not. But they do a really good job at judging, and they were really fair with what I saw and what won, and knowing that they're not club members. So they're really fair in the prize categories and how they vote and everything else. So overall, I was really, really impressed with it. I enjoyed myself. My wife had a decent time. How much fun can a wife have? Next year, she'll be able to have her build and take down there, and hopefully she'll, because I had a category for that. So that being said, let's go over what I brought home. Not hardware yet. We'll save that for last. And at the end of this video, there'll be a slideshow of all my favorite builds and pictures that Jenny took and sent to me of all the different builds and everything. There's 2 or 3 really cool dioramas. All the youth builds, even though they're not nowhere near like the adults, I always find that more soothing and enjoying, that I can see that a 4 or 5 year old, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old took time when he could be out riding a bike, playing with his friends, playing video games, whatever it may be, or sitting there in front of a TV and worked on something, and then brought it to a show and put it on the table for everybody to see. That is the best thing. I had more time that I spent staring at the youth builds, and then of course a few people I know builds, than any of it. And it was really, it's gratifying to see that where I think youth is 8, 9, 10 years old, there's 4 and 5 year olds that had models entered into this contest. So, kudos to them and their parents for getting them involved in it. There was quite a few female entries. Another thing I like to see. That was fantastic. And then, all the other categories they had, which was a lot. They had a lot of categories. We'll read off some of them because they're primarily the same for the next show. So you guys can get a kind of inside, and I'll give you the times and all that. But I stopped at one vendor. He recognized me from my channel, so it's great to see him. I can't remember his name. For the life of me, I can't remember his name. But, like I said, I did get to hang out with Tim from Throttle Power a little bit. I didn't want to get in his way too much. He was real busy filming and, communicating with other people. Clay Kemp was there. Like I said, he took Best of Show. His son took an award. So it was great. I talked to him for about 5 or 10 minutes. It was really good. I hadn't seen him since Acme. So it was good to, catch up with him again. And then I got to meet, not a lifelong, but it seems like I've known him forever. It's an Instagram friend. We've always tried to, meet up at a show or something. COVID hit and it just kind of wrecked everything. But he was there at this show. And I didn't know he's going. And I kind of maybe in the back of my head thought maybe he might be there. But then when I was looking at the builds on the table, I saw his. I was like, holy crap, he's here. So I messaged him, went out and found him. We hung out, talked, walked around a little bit. And then during the awards, we sat by each other and talked a little bit. It was really nice. And that's Dinside Model Garage, or Dinside Model. I think he only deals in stickers. I'm trying to find the shop card. I think it is only. Let me see if I can see it real quick. No, I can't. It's blocked. I'm back. But Gerald Haney, if you guys have ever bought a Detail Junkies photo etch kit, they're specific. They're above and beyond a normal like Detail Masters or Model Car Garage photo etch set. His artwork is on the cover for the 72 Chevy C10. It's the blue and white truck, the utility truck. He does absolutely amazing work. And when you see it in person, it reassures you that everything you thought about it is even better. And I do have a mental thing right here. I want to ask you guys, maybe, and you can leave the comments down there and let me know what you think. You know, I handle these things every day, all day long. And to me, they're, what size? I know the size of 124th, 125th, so on and so forth. But every time I go to a show and I look at everybody else's work, good or bad, doesn't matter, they look so much smaller than what I have. It's a perception thing, I guess, but let me know if, it's the same way to you, or no, it looks the same. But like, for example, me holding this, to me, it's not big, but it's, boom, it's right there. I see everything. But then I'll look at something else that's the exact same scale. Everything looks so much tinier and smaller and, crisper. And I can't explain it, but it's really weird that, I perceive it that way. But it's cool. Almost 300 models on the table. Tons of great builds and builders there. Like I said, a lot of kids, youth, female. There was another club there that was, I forget what they're called, and if I did, I wouldn't shout their name out. Let's just say, not really arrogant, but kind of, to me, a little put off. Tried to talk to a couple of them, and they, just didn't have the time. So, that's cool. But overall, great experience. The vendor section was amazing. Prices weren't amazing, but there was certain ones that did have some great deals going. And I really wasn't looking for a lot of kits. I was looking mainly for parts. There's always somebody that's got boxes and boxes of just bags of parts going from a quarter to a few bucks. But I was digging through and I was like, I really don't need this. I wouldn't mind getting that. And then it's like, And then I saw a couple I liked, and then the prices were too high. I'm like, I'm not paying that for that. But there was one vendor. It was an older gentleman, and his daughter, or his granddaughter, one of the two, was working the table with him. He had apparently 5 or 6 tables, nothing but models, customizing parts as far as resin and photo etch and decal books after decal books, and you name it. So I really spent a lot of time there, just kind of looking through, making sure I had what I needed, see if he had some things that I was wanting. Unfortunately, he didn't, but I did find some other things, and we're going to go over this real quick. This came from ESF Model Supplies, resin hoods. This is the Rat Packer 65 Nova 125th scale resin hood. It even comes with some instructions, so you can see the package. I took it out so you guys can get a better look at this. This is very high quality. There's no pinholes. It's a medium height cowl induction. I didn't want the super high like Pro Stock or Pro Mod, but I wanted just a little bit more than a stock cowl hood. And this is for that 65 Nova. So I think this is going to work really well. If not, then I'll go a different route with a scoop or something like that. But I want you guys to look at the undercasting. Really good. Needs some sanding. It is a little wavy right here, but that that can be taken care of. Here is a little sink mark or whatever you call it there. That can be filled in, but the rest of it looks really nice, just like a fiberglass hood would be, or a fiberglass scoop molded into your steel hood. Really, really good detail. But you can see there's a couple of pin marks here. We got this little over here, but a little bit of work underneath, and spot on the top of the hood is perfect. I've not made it up yet to see how well it fits. I'm sure it'll be needing a little sanding here and there, but I paid like $3.50 or something like that for it. that's a fair price for something I needed and I wanted. So, I probably would have paid $5 for it, so I finally found it. For Jenny's build, I asked her, I said, do you want to put some pinstriping on it? To kind of highlight the paint instead of just having a solid color paint job. And she's like, I don't know where they got. And we looked and we found this is like a metallic, it's hard to see. There it is, metallic hot pink, or like a light hot pink. Just so you guys know, if you're looking for accurate pinstriping for the size, like I do buy in bulk, you're looking for 1/32 wide. That is the accurate scale for the normal, what would be the wide pinstriping part. I would say you're probably down to 2 or 3/32. Or, see, that's 1/32, so you'd be less. You're probably looking at a 64th for the real narrow, if you wanted to do the 2-line pinstriping. But yeah, $2.50. You get 10 feet. There's the company's name, Craig's Hobbies and Crafts. I don't know if they got a website. It doesn't say .com on here or anything, but you can try and see. If not, you can always look through Facebook and see if you can find them there. Like I said, there's nothing on here that says Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, the website, or anything like that. But I'm sure, for them to get their word out, they're on one or the other. Craig's Hobbies and Crafts. He had a wide range of colors. And really cool. For $2.50, can't go wrong. We also got a complete hood pin kit. It's got several, how many you can do. You do a lot. I don't know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16. 16 hood pins. That's 16 builds. That's unless you do the trunk too and other things, but if you just did 2 on the hood, it's like 16 of them. Pay $2 for that. And of course, that's one of my favorite companies, Detail Masters. I have this stuff in a kit, but this looks a little bit smaller than what I have, so I know it's going to shrink down more. It's GB Gardner Bender. It's heat shrink tube, but it's the right size to do like radiator hoses, turbo tubes, any of that. And I can cut this off and shrink it off on the 2 connections and wrap some wire around, make it look like clamps. So for $1, I picked it up. You guys remember Project Sister-in-Law, the Yanko Nova? I had 1 badge left, so they had this for $4. All the Yanko badges, they're right there. There you get 4 of them, so it's $1 a piece. So that's not bad for photo etch. So I have 5 now, so that'll be enough to do Sister-in-Law when we get to that one. Always pick up the seatbelt hardware. Like I said, I use my own ribbons, so these are GM style. You can flip it upside down and use it for any kind you want, so you don't see that GM. And just hit that with a dab of black wash. It'll make it pop out. If you get real technical, you can get in there with the blue paint, red paint, and really make it pop. So we got that, and then this was kind of one of the best things. And this is what I've been looking for. Because I do use the craft wire. You guys have seen how I wire my engines. It's metallic, or anodized look. And it looks good, but it's not 100% accurate either. So I was looking for detail wiring, and I did find something. I got some light blue, got some medium blue. I got 2 of these. Oops, there we go. I got some green, turquoise almost color, and white. That was the key thing. So when I run like a positive wire and a negative wire or a neutral wire, having the white's going to be really good. And it gives you that extra detail. Now, the highlight of the day, other than meeting up with Gerald finally, was that I got to hang out with Mark from Hobby Nut Models. He brought me a few things, and I can't thank him enough. It was great to hang out with him, sit down and talk to him for probably a half an hour or more, and then another 10 or 15 minutes throughout the day walking around together or longer. So, it was great getting to do that. And I got to meet his friend that came up to the show with him, another really good builder. I did finally go in and get to look at his work. Excellent detail painter. So Mark brought me some stickers. So now I finally have stickers for the shop. Don't know where they're all going to go. I know one's going to go in the fridge, and that's primarily going to fill up my fridge. I'm going to have to start finding a new location. I have started putting them on the top of my spray booth, but it's a sticker to wood, and it doesn't... Oh, there it is right there. Dent Side Model Car Garage. He's not on YouTube. He's only on Instagram. So you get the chance, go over and put in the search bar, search in Dent Side Model Car Garage. It'll say Gerald Haney. Go look at the man's work. He's been in magazines. He's, collaborated with people. He's just an all-around great builder. And now finally getting to see his stuff in person just reassures, like I said, everything I thought. But, so Mark brought me those stickers, which I greatly appreciate. We did get stocked back up on a few things. We'll show you here. All the Tamiya clears. These are what I use for all my clear paints. The orange was out of stock, but he's going to send that when it comes in. And then I got the Pontiac engine blue, because when I built the replica of my 65 GTO, the engine was painted this. I had a 326 tri-power in it after I swapped it. Before swap, it had the 250 straight six, which, if I'm not mistaken, was painted this color too. I can't remember. That's been so long ago. But we got some paints we needed. And of course, the great Mr. Color Leveling Thinner 400. This stuff is excellent. This works in freaking enamels, acrylics. Not so much acrylics, but enamels definitely. The MCWs definitely. Lacquers, yes. Clear coats, yes. 2K, 1K, don't matter. A little, 5-6 drops of leveling thinner in there. That'll help your final coat of clear level out. Not so much orange peel in there. Saves you a lot of time at the end as far as sanding and polishing. Get you some. And it's not real expensive either. It does last quite a bit. And I use it for a lot of other things, so I probably go through it a little bit faster than most people would. I did find a 3D printer guy there. We're going to look at the parts real quick. I want to get them out of here anyways. Prices were comparable to mine. A little bit higher, but, he's at a show, so I expect that. But I did get some things for some builds. I got one thing for Jay. Well, two things for Jay's. We got a racing radiator with electric fan already molded in. And then all the lines. So it's, everything's key. We did get some nice B&M shifters. We had several different kinds. We got those. These need to be cleaned up. He didn't do a really good job at cleaning his parts when he's done. I'm going to clean them and then run them through the curing station again just to be safe. So I got those shifters. Here's a couple more. Always good on having a good selection of shifters. I got a set of traction bars for whatever. I like to put traction bars on every once in a while. We did get some front suspension components, primarily the same as what I already got from I showed you before. But the style I built, it's always hard to modify the front suspensions and get them down and tuck those wheels. And this enables you to do that. You just got to eliminate your upper and lower control arm and, all that. And then you glue these in place. Same height on each side, blah, blah. It takes a little measuring, a little patience, but they work great. So I got 2 sets of those. So I got 2 more builds. I got, there's another shifter. I went crazy on the shifters. I got a set of carbs, really nice detail. Both exactly the same. There's the bottom side, or there's the top side, I'm sorry. And then that's the bottom side. It's got the vacuums. Can't remember what it's called, but those are on there. I got a jerry can. This is for Jenny's truck. We got her a vintage looking cooler for the back of her truck. Says 7-Up on it. It's really cool. And then I got a sprue of tacks. With the shift indicator on them. One of these will go to Jay's. I do have the file for this. I don't know if he got it from the same place or not, but I didn't really talk to him a whole lot. I just said, how much do you owe me? After I threw all the stuff in front of him. And he looked at me funny. I was like, how much do I owe you? And, he started ringing it up. I think it was like, altogether, I spent like $20 something for this little bit of stuff, which is like, that's kind of high, but these little things, there's 6 of them on here. That's like, $4. I think he was charging like $1 a piece or more. So, not real reasonable there, but he did have something I wanted. And with my printer being down, I can't print these. So, and I don't know how long it'll be down. So that's pretty much it I got from there. The second thing I'll turn it around for. You can see it, the Bree Dotson Pete Brock's 240ZX. Because I happen to have Pete Brock's Dotson 510 at the top there. I'm a big fan, the Trans Am series. So it's, now I got both of them. So that's great. And I am building both of those. They will be box stock with a little detail underneath the hood, whatever I can add, spark plug wires and stuff like that. But not modifying suspensions and interiors and stuff like that. What it has is what it's going to get. And hopefully the decals are still great. I think that one I checked already and they were really good. This is a sealed kit, but it's from 1996. So hopefully it is. Mark also got quite a big haul. So you'll be seeing that come up on his website soon. A lot of neat things he found. So some great options for you guys. So if you're signed up for the newsletter, you'll get notified when new releases come in and new used releases come in. So be watching for that. You guys jump on it because that stuff doesn't last long. What else about the show? Oh, we'll go over this real quick. That's who held it. This is the next show. You can see July 15th, 2023. I'll read this off. The vendor setup is from 7 to 9. So if you're a vendor and you watch my channel, get there by 7. You can get set up. The doors open at 9 to the public. They're really good about that. You may get in a couple minutes early, but you know what I'm saying? They're not going to let hordes of people just ram in. And it's from 9 to 3 p.m. Usually they got to have everything out of there by 3 o'clock and back to the church, turn it over to church. The concession stands open from 9 till 2. They announce when they're getting ready to close, get your orders in, blah, blah, blah. Great, super nice ladies that work back there. Like I said, it was good food, great price. Gives you more money to buy model stuff. It's located at the Holy Family Safin Center Gym. 3938 Popular Level Road, Louisville, Kentucky, 40213. I'll notify you guys again when it gets close to the date. Like I said, this club puts on a great show. It's a $5 swap meet admission, free if entering contest. So I entered the contest, so I didn't have to pay that $5. My contest entries were $5 per model, or per entry, and $1 for each additional. So I only paid $6 to enter my models. You get 8-foot vendor tables. So it's pretty good setup. Categories real quick. There's box stock, box art, closed wheel racing, open wheel racing, straight line comp gasser, showroom stock, street rod, street machine, rat rods, patina, curbside slammer, lowrider, import exotic supercars, light trucks, SUV vans, light commercial, slot cars even, odd scale, motorcycle, miscellaneous, and sci-fi, and then diorama. a huge category list and trophies for every category. And the best of show, basically, or best of for each one of those categories also. Like best engine, best paint, best interior, so on and so forth. So great show, guys. If you get the time, like for me, it's an hour and 25, hour and 30 minute drive. If you're in the tri-state area, like West Virginia, Tennessee, Indiana, Ohio, it's definitely worth the drive. Even if you have to get a motel room, you got to drive a little further. It's a really great show. Vendors, big, huge selection. Like I said, good food, good people, good atmosphere. You can come and go. You get your models set them up pretty quickly how you want them. And then, because the doors close at like 12, so you got like 3 hours to get in and get your stuff set up, because they start judging, I think around like 1 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock. They're pretty much out and ready to start the awards around 2:30, 2 to 2:30. So definitely. And, I was representing. Boom. So we'll turn you around here and you'll get to see my hardware. Brought us. So you can see my Pro Touring GTX took first place. Nice trophy, nice hardware. Says on there what, first place street machines for 2023. Nice to get something for this build. This took me a year to build, and a lot of thought went into it. Had a lot of inspiration and, a lot of pictures to go by for the paint scheme, and the interior is just something I winged, and, the detail underneath, if you guys remember, I designed all that and did all that. It's fully plumbed, wired. Exhaust is real metal, all hand bent, uniformed. I stuffed a Iceman's Collections Hemi down in there. And then all the goodies. Everything's wired and plumbed underneath the hood too. And I really thought this would take best engine. Either one of these, but it didn't. There was one that a little bit better. And it probably came down to whose was the cleanest. And mine isn't always 100% clean. There's a little tiny flaw here and there. My GTO, the one that got put in the magazine from Acme, took second place in the same category, which is nice, because I figured one or the other would get one or the other, or second or third place. I never expected first place, but that was awesome. And you can see it's still looking good. It's got a little dust on it now, so we'll get her dusted back up and put it in the display cases and set up there on the shelf with her trophies. But you can see something. Second place street machine. Very nice. It's always good to get hardware. And we'll get this out of the way. This is what I've been talking about. I know I could have gotten just the boat from somewhere, but that wasn't the thing. It's box art is what sets me off when I look at a model. I absolutely do not like this. I know it's got the option in there for that. I do not like it. I've seen it built that way here on YouTube 2 or 3 times. Great jobs all the way around on building them. Even the HPI guy did it that way. I am not a fan of that. I do not like that. I do not like the color scheme. I don't like the design. I don't care if it's retro or if it's brand new. I don't like it. And that's just personal taste. I do like this to a degree. So we will be changing a few things. The van will get built and customized to a degree. We will be using kit tires and wheels, which is, I know, don't panic and don't fall down, because I do like them. And if I do like them, I will use what's in the kit. If the trailer wheels do not match, I will find a set in my arsenal over there that matches it, and the wheels on the trailer will match also. It's this right here. This will not be in there. I will be using a different engine. It will be getting fully detailed, plumbed, wired, the seats, the interior of the boat, everything to make it as real as possible I will be doing, including the shifter and the handles and the cables and everything. I will be doing all that to this. I've been waiting for this. I've had a plan for this since I saw it being re-released. When I first looked at the boat, I had the plan for it, and I looked at the boat years and years ago, and I kept passing on it, and finally they came back out together, and I'm like, yes. So I am super excited. It's the AMT Aqua Rod race team. And I'm sure you guys have seen some videos on it already. And yeah, we will be doing an open box review on that this Wednesday. Trying to get caught up here. The Ghost of Kiev, I've got a few other little things done, but we'll hold off on that till Friday. The 40 Ford is really close to being done. So this week I'm gonna get that finished up, get the Volkswagen bus finished up, and yeah, we'll just keep on moving because we've got to do a couple other things, and then we'll get into this Aqua Rod, and then we'll be working on the diorama too. Flash drives, got them this morning. They're in. So I talked to my son already, so he's gonna come over and we're gonna see before we replace the motherboard if this cures it. If this cures it, I'm golden. I'll just stay with what I got. If not, I'll order the motherboard and get it in, and then he can program it, update it, whatever needs to be done. I also, as far as miniature painting, I watched tons of videos on it. The different contrast paints, the washes, the base color, and how to do shading and highlights and edging and all that. I've seen a lot of them use, these calligraphy inks, acrylic, keep on task here. So I found a set on Amazon and I ordered them. So these are really great. You just water them down a little bit and they go on like a wash. They get in there and they highlight all the dark areas and lighter areas, and then you can just start adding more layers of detail over top of them. So yeah, it's going to be good to go over here in the arsenal of all the other paints. And that's everything I got in the mail, guys. Put this over here so I don't lose it. Let me know down in your comments, my comments, what you think with the hardware, the haul, all the parts, the paints, so on and so forth, like you guys always do. If you're not sub, please sub. It's free. Hit that bell notification while you're at it. It'll let you know when these videos come out. We are going to definitely get two things finished up, which is great this week, which is the Volkswagen and the 40 Ford for the small scale group build. So those will be done out of the way. That will open up a space to bring the 32 back down. I do have to order some paint. I have two colors I was going to use, but now I found a third that is I think it's a candy base, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to try to do a fade on the 32. So it'll be a new paint job. I am going to practice on something first to make sure that I got down pat. I do have some more stuff coming from Mark. Like I said, it wasn't in stock. Some parts for a build that I've been wanting to do for quite a while that we will probably get to sometime this year. Get started on it at least. And I may make that my project for Acme instead of the two 64 Grand Sport vets. It just depends on how soon those parts come in. I have everything else, so it's just on how soon those parts come from Mark. Those are my finishing pieces. What else? Yeah, I have some shop cards left. Took some to the show. I probably have maybe 6, 7, 8 of them left. So if you do want to do a shop card trade, or you just want a shop card, you just got to drop me an email, which is always down below. Same as Mark at Hobby Nut Models. His link is always down there. Hit that. Go check out his website. You're guaranteed to find something. And prices are very fair. And shipping is exceptional. So definitely go check him out. Pick you up a little something. It definitely will help. Helps him. Helps me. Bring stuff for you guys to see. So on and so forth. Along with Ryan Jones at the bottom. He's got some great wheels. I think he's got 2 or 3 sets that he's been working on. So we should be getting some of those here soon, and we can review those. Get you guys' mouth saliving over them. And the aqua rod, just so you know, it's going to be a build series. Me actually filming, building it, and then videos kind of like this where we just talk about it and I show you this, that, and the other. But it's going to be a build series. So, I'll let you know when the first one's getting ready to come out. You can start watching them. I don't know how many it's going to take. I could take, just like I did with Jay's charger, 7 or 8, 9 videos before it's done. This one's a little bit bigger, so it'll probably take a little bit more videos. But we will talk about it in between, and I'll show you, progress here and there. But actual build series where it's just me filming while I'm building. So you guys will get to see how I do things and, when I do it, so on and so forth. So we're going to try that. And I'm going to try to do that where I don't talk. Or maybe the first couple minutes I'll talk, and then we're going to switch over to some music so you can listen to something while you're watching. We're going to try that out. Let me know what you think about that down below, if you like to see that or you like just the way I do it now. Every comment is greatly appreciated. I'd like to see a lot more comments. It really inspires me and energizes me on what I'm doing here, if you guys like it or not. Thumbs up are great. I greatly appreciate those. But a comment is kind of like me and you talking. I'm getting feedback. What I'm doing, you're feeding back to me what you think about it, or what you'd like to see, so on and so forth. Same way with anything you guys see on these shelves. You guys just let me know. I'll pull it down. We'll do a video on that. Got a lot of doctor's appointments this week, so I got a lot to squeeze in between. So hopefully, I can get it all done. If not, it ain't nothing but time. Got plenty of time. And we'll see you on Wednesday for the open box review of the aqua rod. So be looking forward to that. Like I said, hit that bell notification. You'll know when that video comes out. We're going to do a very in-depth look at it. That's all that video is going to be about. And we'll talk more about how I'm going to go about the build series on it and everything else. As normal, the updates will be on Friday, on what's on my bench when I do anything other than what you see on the build series. But what's on my bench is going to be, because we're going to have so many things going, it's primarily going to be about those. That's why I just decided to do a build series on the aqua rod. That way you guys actually get to see me. It's not going to be in fast motion, so each video will probably be about a half an hour long. No more than 40 minutes. I'm trying to time it into that 30-minute mark of what I do in that 30 minutes to the build. And that'll be part 1, part 2, part 3, so on and so forth. So the way to keep up with all that is hit that bell notification. Anything else, guys, my email is always down below. Just send me an email. And I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. And hope you're looking forward to seeing my perspective on the aqua rod and my plans for it. So, this is Rusty Rotor. I'm out.